In the past 25 years, many of the signs associated with the end times, according to the Bible, seem to have been fulfilled or are in progress. These signs, which are detailed in places like Matthew 24, Mark 13, Luke 21, 2 Thessalonians 2, and the Book of Revelation, often center around global events, moral decline, and natural phenomena. Here's a breakdown of the major signs and whether they have occurred or are ongoing in the last quarter century. Number 1. Wars and rumors of wars. Status: ongoing. In the last 25 years, there have been numerous conflicts, including the wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, the ongoing Israeli-Palestinian conflict, civil wars in various African nations, and rising tensions between global superpowers like the US, Russia, and China. Recent conflicts, such as the Russia-Ukraine War, 2022 present, have caused significant concern about broader geopolitical instability. Number 2. Increase in natural disasters. Status: ongoing and increasing. Earthquakes, tsunamis, hurricanes, and floods have increased in frequency and severity. Some of the most notable include the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, earthquakes in Haiti, 2010, Japan, 2011, and Turkey, 2023. Hurricanes such as Katrina, 2005, Sandy, 2012, and the increasing intensity of hurricane seasons due to climate change. In addition, there are increasing reports of droughts, wildfires, and other environmental disasters, leading to speculation about their prophetic significance. Luke 21:11. Pestilence and plagues. Status: ongoing. The COVID-19 pandemic, 2019 to 2023, was one of the most significant global health crises in modern history, infecting millions and causing widespread disruption. Pandemics and outbreaks such as SARS, H1N1, swine flu, Ebola, and more have occurred over the last 2 decades. Biblical prophecy mentions pestilence as a sign of the end times, Luke 21:11, and many view these pandemics as fitting this description. 4. Moral decline and lawlessness. Status: ongoing. There has been a noticeable shift in societal values with increasing secularism and moral relativism. Topics such as the redefinition of marriage, the rise of movements that promote alternative moral frameworks, and debates over gender and sexuality have created tension between traditional religious values and modern secular views. The rise in global violence, terrorism, and mass shootings, especially in places like the US, is often interpreted as part of the increasing lawlessness described in 2 Thessalonians 2, verse 3-12. 5. False prophets and deception. Status: ongoing. Throughout the last 25 years, there has been an increase in individuals and movements claiming to have special prophetic insight or divine authority. Cults and religious movements have emerged, some even predicting specific dates for the return of Christ or other apocalyptic events, which never materialize. In addition, the rise of social media has amplified the spread of misinformation, false doctrines, and various forms of deception, which many interpret as a sign of the end times. Matthew 24:24. Number 6. Global preaching of the gospel. Status: accelerating. The spread of the gospel through modern technology, internet, social media, radio, and satellite TV has reached unprecedented levels. Missionary work continues, and the gospel is being shared in previously unreached regions. Matthew 24:14 mentions that the gospel must be preached to all nations before the end comes. This task is being fulfilled more rapidly now than at any other time in history. Persecution of Christians. Status: ongoing and increasing. Christian persecution has intensified in many parts of the world, particularly in countries like North Korea, China, India, and parts of the Middle East and Africa. Reports of church bombings, arrests, and violent attacks against Christians have escalated. According to Open Doors, a Christian advocacy organization, over 360 million Christians were persecuted for their faith in 2022 alone. 8. Technological advancements. Status: ongoing. Some interpret the rapid advances in technology as fulfilling prophecy. For example, the mark of the beast in Revelation 13:16-17 is seen by some as possibly related to the rise of digital currencies, implantable microchips, or biometric systems that could control buying and selling. Surveillance technology, artificial intelligence, and other advancements have raised questions about their potential role in future global control and governance, which some associate with the rise of the Antichrist or a one-world government. 9. The rebirth of Israel and Middle East conflict. Status: ongoing. The establishment of Israel as a nation in 1948 was seen by many as a key fulfillment of biblical prophecy. In the last 25 years, tensions in the Middle East, particularly concerning Jerusalem and its status, have continued to fuel speculation about the fulfillment of end-times prophecies. Peace agreements, such as the Abraham Accords in 2020, which normalized relations between Israel and several Arab nations, were seen by some as significant, though conflict in the region remains intense. The Temple Mount in Jerusalem continues to be a focal point, with some believing that a third temple will need to be rebuilt as part of future prophecy, 2 Thessalonians 2:4. 10. Globalism and the rise of a one-world government. Status: speculative, but ongoing trends. Revelation 13 speaks of a time when the Antichrist will rise to power and a global system of control will be implemented. While there is no single one-world government today, there are increasing trends toward globalization, economic integration, and technological systems that could theoretically pave the way for such control. Global organizations such as the United Nations, World Economic Forum, and others are sometimes viewed by prophecy interpreters as potential precursors to this. 11. Apostasy or falling away from the faith. Status: ongoing. 2 Thessalonians 2:3 warns of a great falling away from the faith before the coming of the Antichrist. In recent years, many Christian leaders, pastors, and influencers have publicly renounced their faith, and church attendance has declined in many traditionally Christian countries. A growing trend of secularism and deconstruction of Christian beliefs, especially in the West, has led to many leaving the church, which some interpret as part of the end-times apostasy. Conclusion: how many signs have been fulfilled or are happening now? Many of the major biblical signs of the end times are either already happening or are perceived to be escalating in the last 25 years. These include wars and conflicts, ongoing; natural disasters, increasing; pestilence and pandemics, ongoing; moral decline and lawlessness, increasing; Christian persecution, ongoing; false prophets and deception, ongoing; global preaching of the gospel, accelerating; apostasy and falling away, ongoing. While these events have occurred throughout history, many people feel that the convergence and intensity of these signs in the last 25 years are particularly significant. However, the Bible also teaches that no one knows the exact time of Christ's return, Matthew 24:36. So while these signs might indicate that we are living in the last days, the timing remains uncertain.